Well, hello, gang. Hope everyone is hanging in there and is doing okay. Anyway, safe. Um, I'm going to go on and start. Remember, we have an exam on Tuesday over chapters 5 and 6, but I'm going to go on and start on chapter 7, which deals with food and food security. So we have a few slides. This first video is actually going to cover the first three slides because there isn't a whole lot of information on each of them. So let's go on and get started. When we talk about food security, what we're talking about is the ability to obtain sufficient healthy food every day. And that's an important component of it, is that um, you have to have it on a regular basis. And every country, even the USA, I guess it goes without saying, in the USA, we do certainly have a lot of poverty and a lot of hunger. You just drive down the streets and you see people on the side of the road asking for money, and it's, at least in some cases, it's real. They don't have enough money to survive. Related to that, if you don't have food security, you're going to have this next condition, right? So you are going to have malnourishment. And the actual definition for malnourishment is a nutritional imbalance due to a lack of specific nutrients. So it's not just having enough calories, or it also can have to do with having an unbalanced diet. Now, we have one condition that is mentioned in the packet. It's called marasmus, and this is basically not having enough to eat, and it's basically a lack of protein and calories. And then, though, we have another condition that's mentioned in the packet, which is called a goiter. And I imagine that you may have never even seen a goiter, whereas when I was growing up and a child, it was fairly common. And what it is it's an enlarged um, thyroid gland. And the reason that the thyroid gland is enlarged is it doesn't get enough iodine. And when I was a child, what they did is they started adding iodine to salt. And it basically has addressed most of the problems of goiter, at least in the U.S. When we don't have, I mean, when you have a lack of food due to some climatic condition, or hopefully we're not going to have a famine, but it would be possible with our current circumstances if crops fail because people are sick. If there, a famine, is, by definition, is a large-scale food shortage. Now, what happens with these can be very difficult to recover from. And you might think, well, the next year they just plant or start producing food again. But the problem is, you have to address your needs for today, and it goes back to this food security issue. It doesn't matter that you need to hang on to some of the seeds so that you have something to plant next year, or to keep some of the animals so that you have breeding stock the next year. You are going to address your need for today. And so what happens is, in a famine, it's hard to recover from it because people tend to eat the seed stock for the breeding animals. All right, so one of the problems, I mean, when we talk about malnourishment, we can have nutritional imbalances. And actually, worldwide, for the most part, we are starting to see nutritional imbalances where we have a way too high of fat, too much fat in our diet, and too much of a certain kind of vegetable, a starchy vegetable. And so I'll come back on the next video and talk a little bit